Okay, so here's an example of how you can find the points on a graph that are closest to the point, or you can find the distance, the minimum distance or maximum distance between the point on a graph and another equation. In this case, it's y squared minus x squared equals 4 is the equation I got. So first thing I notice here is I've got an x1, and then we've got a graph. I'm going to say this graph. It doesn't really matter where it's going, but let's just say it goes like that. And on that graph, I'm going to have some point. Let's put it right here. And we'll call that point x2, y2. Now, you notice I've already put our point 2, 0 on the graph. Now the problem is we got to substitute all those values into our equation. So I've got to somehow eliminate the y's right here using the equation in the question. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate y squared. So I'm going to have y squared equals 4 plus x squared. Of course, we'll square root that, so we get y equals square root 4 plus x squared. And now, when I go and plug all this into the formula, the distance equals x2, which we don't really know, so we'll just leave it as x, minus x1 is 2 squared plus y2. This is our y2 equation down here. This is what it is in terms of x, so I can put that in. So 4 plus x squared, square root of that, minus 0 squared. So if you had the minus 0, you could put it all in brackets and do it that way. So now I've got some distance. Everything's in terms of x. So now I can go and simplify this before I take the derivative. Okay, so I'm going to distribute the x minus 2 squared. So I'll have x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus, obviously this squared and that square root cancels, so I'm left with 4 plus x squared. Keep going here. I get 2x squared minus 4x plus 8. Now I've got my simplified form. I can do the derivative of that. So my derivative of my distance equation is 1/2 2x squared minus 4x plus 8 to the negative 1/2 times 4x minus 4. Okay, and I simplify that. I'm going to have GCF of 4 out, cancel with the 2 in the bottom, so I'll be left with 2x minus 2 over the square root of 2x squared minus 4x plus 8. Now when I solve the top, I'm going to have x equals 1. So there's the x value for my x2, if we realize that's the x that we're missing. If x is 1, I can find my y value now by substituting it back into our y2 equation that we have over here. And I could have 4 plus 1 squared is the square root of 5. So we'll say that's plus or minus, right? So there would be our points, or our ordered pair, 1 root 5. Now the only other thing that we got to watch for is if this question had asked for the distance, once I have my x and my y, I can go and throw it back into the distance formula equation.